All right, we are back here. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm lucky enough to have David Pandu up here. Used to play for the University of Ohio. And we're about to watch the last game of the day. It's the University of Florida Gators take on the Temple University Owls. So what do you think so far about the competition in this event?
Well, you know, it looks really good. I think a lot of teams have been stepping up. I think that this layout is making out for some exciting games. It seems to be all about the D side. You know, the D side has been very dominant. Snake, if people are getting in there, they're able to do a little bit of damage, but it seems to be mostly D side.
Yeah, the Doritos have definitely, you know, and that's the opposite side of the field from where the Snake is. The Snake is that long center, or the long structure. And the Doritos side, a lot of action's been going on in there. All right, so let's check out this breakout here. And it looks like the Owls losing a player off the break. So 4 bodies left alive for them, but both teams able to get in here into the Snake. But look at this, Dave. It looks like Florida able to get to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they definitely shot that Snake off the break. I'm surprised the ref didn't catch that fast enough.
Yeah, so the referee in there pulled him out. So only right now, Florida, only team that has a player in the Snake. He's at the 50-yard line, and right now on your screen, you're looking at the Owls, and he is basically going crazy because he understands that if the guy is in the 50-yard line Snake, that means he might be dying soon. And yep, sure enough, so he is going to get taken out, and it's going to be a really quick point for the Florida Gators. It looks like 1 player left alive, and he's trying to do anything that he can over there on that Dorito side of the field. And actually, they were shooting at each other. So Riggleman was shooting at his own player there in the Snake.
Yeah, that Florida player
it gets a little chaotic over there sometimes. So
the Florida player went way down the D side. He got to the 50 Dorito.
Yeah, he got into the 50 Dorito. Hold on, we have Laura. She had some information for us. Laura, what you got for us?
What's up, dudes? Actually, this is kind of interesting. A lot of people assume that Florida must know this course so well because they do live close by, but Gainesville is actually about 2 hours away from here, and some of those guys on that team told me that they actually haven't practiced here but 2 times. They've only seen this course twice. They're not too familiar with it, and they don't feel terribly comfortable with it so far. So I think their biggest advantage is the dealing with the humidity and the heat that they are used to. But as far as the course goes, they haven't had a lot of practice.
Well, I could understand them not knowing this course, but they're from Florida, so there's no excuse for them not to be used to this humidity because it's omnipresent down in this state, because I've been here a million times, and every time I come here, I walk out in the morning and immediately feel like I need to take another shower because it's so humid. But yeah, you know, Florida looked really good at that point. They definitely got some early eliminations that helped them with that. And then it was kind of funny for us up here because they were shooting at each other, and that's always comical. But, you know, they definitely did a great job able to get into the Snake. And, you know, Dave, we've watched this Snake play all day long. Tell me a little bit about it. It's kind of hard to get in there.
It's tough to get in, and once you get in there, it's tough to get your first kill. You know, the new Snake that doesn't have that brick that supports you from the tape line, it makes it tough. You know, if you come over the top, the corner guy can shoot you. A lot of people on the Snake side can shoot you. So it's not as easy to get in there and get a quick kill. You kind of have to get in there and really listen to your coach. Good thing is that in the NCPA, you have that coach right on the sideline that can tell you exactly when to come up.
That's true. The coach is right there just joysticking the players around. It's a big help to them on the field. And you're looking at the Snake right there, and this is a very technical Snake. You see that big gap right there. Now that gap is tough to play. It's tough to get up into that 50-yard line, that red portion of the Snake. That's the most important spot, though. If you're able to get up there, as we saw Florida get in there, it's just so hard for those back players to stay alive. You do have a lot of shots. But the tough thing is that, you know, a lot of people can shoot at you, too. So, you know, and I was talking to Liberty University, and they didn't really like this particular Snake layout. And I was like, look, you guys are a really talented team. And when I look at a field like this, if I'm on a good team, I'm thinking this is good. I like it to be difficult. I want it to be challenging because that means that my guys are probably going to play better than the team we're going to play. It's easier to play on those big, gigantic Snake layouts where it's just like a huge trench warfare fight and you just flood bodies through nonstop. This is not one of those, which has sent a lot of the action actually to the center of the field and onto the Dorito side, Dave, like you were saying earlier.
Right. Florida lost their Snake side player, so they're going to have to fill someone out if they want to get any kind of Snake presence this game.
Yeah, they don't have, and you can see in his body language, he wants to make that move, and might have got picked up. Yeah, you saw there on your screen. It
was a bounce.
Yeah, it looked like the Owls almost got a shot in on him, and they have much better field position over here on the Snake side of the field for sure, and in the center.
Big move up the center for Temple.
Yeah, Temple's in there, that yellow bunker. We're almost to the red zone. Oh, but he gets shot out of his bunker. You see that a lot, man. You know, and it's one of those things that, you know, Dave, we talk about this where if you get up to a really good spot, your initial reaction, if you're kind of inexperienced, is going to be like, hey, I'm in a really great spot. I should engage in gunfights right now. But that's not necessarily the case. If you're getting shot at, that's fine. Then just, you know, stay in the bunker, tighten up, because guys are shooting at you, which means they're exposed, so hopefully your boys can shoot them out.
Right.
All right, and look at this. Florida is just going to run this last poor soul down here. Oh, no, he jumps up and gets a shot on him. I think he stays alive. No, he gets trades out, too.
Florida still shooting him off the field.
Little extra bonus ball love. Never hurt anybody.
It's paintball.
Yeah, it's paintball. You don't see that as much out here, though, as you do in the PSP, I think. It's a little bit different of a vibe. It's super competitive. You guys are definitely competitive, but it's not the malicious competitiveness that you get, I think, because you guys are all college kids, you know? So, I mean, now, tell me about your college experiences. I mean, you were the president of, you know, for people out there that are maybe thinking, how do I do this? You know, okay, this is interesting. I go to college. I play paintball. How do I even get a club started? I mean, how do you get a club started?
Well, you know, Chris Rail makes it really easy, and he promotes that as much as he can, that it's actually very easy to start a club sport. All you need is 5 guys and a little bit of cash to play one of the local events. You know, there's events all around the country, and all it takes is a little internet magic, and boom, you got a club sport.
Nice. So what should they go to, the NCPA website, or what should they do?
NCPApaintball.com, and anything that you need, any information you need is all on pbnation.com. There's a college thread, and it's got, you know, one of the first threads you can go to is how to start a club.
All right, so we'll get into a little bit more into that, but first, Laura is in the Temple pitch. You got a little bit of information for us, Laura? Give us the 411.
Guys, Temple Pit just doesn't sound quite right, but these guys over here, you know, they're kind of trying to get that communication going on the field, and we've talked about this all day, how communication is so key. They're saying, guys, talk to each other out there, and I wondered, Maddie and Dave also, is this something that is hard to adjust to when you're practicing? Maybe you don't have that communication going as much, then you get in the heat of the moment in a match like this and you can't quite get that communication on the field?
Well, that's actually a really good question, Laura, because communication goes both ways, you know? And you have to listen as much as you talk. And one of the big things is a lot of times when people get riled up, they tend to talk more than they listen. And we would always preach that. In fact, we used to, during practice, if I had a guy in front of me that wasn't listening, I just shoot him in the back because, you know, it's practice and we're there to learn. And, you know, you have to be, if I'm screaming at somebody and I'm only like 20 feet away from you, you should be able to hear me. So, and that's one of those things. It's tough. Communication is one of the most fundamental parts of paintball, but you know, it's hard out there. You're getting shot at, you're shooting your gun, you're screaming into your mask, you're wearing a mask, so your ears are covered. It's tough. All right, so look at this right now. You're looking at Temple and Florida throw down.
Ooh, major penalty on Florida.
Oh, wow.
So the guy's going to the box.
And there's complete chaos right now. The referees are trying to sort it out. It looks like Florida doesn't even know what's going on. There's 2 players left alive on the Dorito side of the field.
Temple's just going to go all the way down the snake and shoot these last 2 guys.
Well, this is huge for Temple. I mean, you know, Temple really needs to get a point on the board here. They need to not blow this opportunity. Nice job feasting the snake. It's that crossfield shot. And you look at him all the way past onto Florida's yellow zone and then going to run that last player down. So here comes Temple finally getting on the board with 3 players left alive. And the score is now going to be 1-2. We got ourselves a 1-point match with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to play. So, Dave, when you played, which side of the field did you play on most? Snake side, right?
Snake side,
yeah. How would you be playing this snake? What would you guys be doing?
Well, you know, I would really try to get in there and draw guns. That would be my biggest objective, would be to get in there and, you know, try to get into the 50 snake as fast as I could so that my Dorito guys could take advantage of everybody looking at me at the 50 snake. You know, when you get someone in the 50 snake, everyone freaks out on the other team. They start saying, oh, you know, 50 snake, we got to shoot that way. And so that gives the Dorito guys a really good opportunity to get down the field without somebody seeing them.
Yeah, and we've talked about this already in previous games, but, you know, I'm really interested to see how this field layout develops and evolves and how these teams approach this, especially after watching that last game where Omaha was able to just kind of run around all over that center of the field, kind of do whatever they wanted to do out there. And we'd said this earlier on, and when I walked this field yesterday, I was thinking, man, you can actually do a lot with this center. And I think that we're going to kind of see it maybe go to the center for a little bit and then maybe to the snake. And the Dorito side, is definitely super effective as well. And as you're looking at the layout, and again, you got to get to that red zone, man. You got to aggressively push up the field. I'm watching too many of these teams take those back bunkers and get stuck back there. They're not great back spots. The back spot on the snake side of the field, the blue bunker in the backfield on the snake side, that's a pretty terrible spot, I think. You can't shoot your mirror. You know, your mirror being the opponent who's in the exact same bunker on the opposite side of you. And typically, you know, in a back spot, you can battle directly with your mirror, and then that's an interesting fight that happens. The mirrors battle each other, they fight, and then they try to establish dominance so they can then start wrapping around. What that means is that you're coming out of your bunker, and you're then trying to get shots as you wrap around that same side you just won the gunfight from. But the thing is that with this one, you can't do that out there, and none of these back bunkers, they're honestly all pretty terrible, which means giddy up and go down the field.
Yep. It's tempting to sit there and roll your gun, though. I can see why a lot of guys are doing it.
Yeah, shooting paintball guns are really fun. I love shooting paintball guns. All right, here we go. Now on the breakout, let's see if Temple can tie this up. And it looks like, oh, both teams losing bodies. No, it looks like Florida still has 5 bodies. No, yep, both teams losing bodies. It's 4-on-4 right now.
Florida is pushing down the Dorito side, though. They seem to be doing that pretty well this match.
Well, they're going to need to. Oh, they're in that D. They're in the Dorito 1 right now, and they're shooting cross field. I don't really see anything stopping him from getting up, and he can get up to that 40-yard line. And now look at Temple, able to get to that 40-yard line Dorito, just like we were talking about. Nothing was stopping him. He got in there clean, and he's trying to get a shot cross field on those back bunkers. So those Florida players, just like we're talking about, they're stuck in those back bunkers on the snake side of the field. And when you start getting when you start aggressively pushing up on the Dorito side, you know, this is all about it's all about angles, it's all about cross-field shots. You're not typically shooting a guy directly in front of you. Yeah, you may run that guy down. Yeah, you may beat a guy in a gunfight, but most of the kills are coming cross-field when you're shooting someone's back, or, you know, that's at least half the kills. You know, you could probably say the other half would be in some sort of, you know, shooting them off the break or when they move, or maybe you win that gunfight, but you really want to get up the field and get those angles on players.
You can see this Temple snake player. Oh, big move. Going to the 50-yard line snake. He's in the red zone.
Yeah, so he's able to get in there to the 50-yard line, and
can he shoot that Dorito?
Yeah, I think he can definitely get a shot on that Dorito. It's kind of tough, though. That pin is intentionally placed, and you can see these smaller, we call them pins, and they're just basically smaller inflatable bunkers that you can put out there to kind of break the angles up and make it a little bit more difficult on the players out there. So you see Temple in here in the red. Might have got shot in the back of his head. The referee is in there, and he's going to pull him out. So that's a big on-field loss for Temple. Out. You know, you don't even necessarily have to be killing guys. If you get into the 50-yard line snake and 4 guys are shooting at you, what does that mean? That means no one's shooting at the rest of the guys on your team, and now they can move. Then they can move up in the center. They can move up on the Dorito side. So it's not just about getting into spots and then engaging. It's about smartly playing from those really positions you can get into.
I think that's a good move, too, going to that center yellow bunker. You can see Temple went almost all the way up the field, and then a big move into the snake. Oh, but he got clipped.
Yeah, so just real quick, as we're checking out this action, Laura, what do you got for us?
Guys, Florida's Chaz Riggleman, who got the penalty, is incredibly apologetic to his team. He's apologized 3 times. He says he feels horrible about it, and he didn't know that he got shot in the leg, so I don't think he was intentionally cheating.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Didn't know.
Don't buy it.
Quotes.
I've been there. Don't buy it. Yeah, it's you know, it's tough out there. I mean, there's penalties in every single sport, and they're going to come, but, you know, you should apologize to your team. Anytime you get a penalty, it basically what I would always say to our guys, I remember playing a really important point one time, and we were playing for the World Championship, and you know, one of our players got a penalty, and I went to him, I'm like, dude, do you not think that we can pull this off without you? Do you think you're the only one out here that can win the game for us? Because now not only you come off, but one of us comes off too. Now there's just 3 of us. So you really got to be careful when you play that gray area. And you know, in case you are unfamiliar with how the penalty system works, you have minute minor penalties, 1 minute, 2-minute majors, and you'll know the difference when you see these referees throw the different colored flags in the air. If it's a yellow flag, it's a minor penalty. If it's a red flag, it's a major penalty.
Whoa.
Wow, this is a huge move.
I have not seen that yet today, jumping over the snake 1 into the snake 2.
Yeah, it goes all the way to the 50-yard line, so Temple with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half. He's in a good spot. Let's see what he does with it, though. The referee's all over him. He's got his coach right behind him telling him what's going on.
See, this is what I was talking about. Now everybody's looking at him in the 50 snake. Temple needs to make a Dorito side presence. They need to make a big move down to the Dorito side and take advantage of their guy in the 50 snake.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. And look at this in the stand-up. Look at this. I think he's doing some sort of surgery on his gun, and because that's the guy who has the ball right now. That's the guy that needs to be moving up the field. Oh, and it looks like Temple's going to lose that center player out of there, and then Florida is going to make a move to the 50-yard line, Dorito. So both teams have a player in the 50-yard line bunker just on opposite ends of the field. And Temple also gets shot out of the 50-yard line snake, and that's not going to help their chances here with a minute and 46 seconds left to go. They really need to get another point on the board because, Dave, like you're talking about, man, this is all about momentum, and Temple is starting to lose the momentum as Wilson is handling business for Florida.
I don't know what that guy just did. It looked like he thought he was getting bunkered and tried to pull a nifty little spin move, but no one was there. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. You know, with Temple, they made some really good moves. They got into some really good positions, but look what happens. You got the player on the Dorito side of the field, his gun went down. That's not necessarily his fault. Maybe it is. I don't know. Depends on, did he clean it? I'm not sure exactly what the malfunction was, but he's out of the game. Then his buddy dies in the center, out of his bunker, gets shot just out of his bunker, which allows the Dorito side to start getting moving for Florida. And then once that happened, it's just the one last Temple player over here in the snake, and there's not much you can do if you do not have any back guys, you don't have a center presence, and your Dorito side guy has guns down. So they put themselves in really good field position, but they just couldn't execute when they were there.
You know, it's good to see Florida doing so well. I was skeptical at first because they told me that they had lost 4 of their 5 starters from last year.
Wait, hold that thought real quick, Dave. Let's check out this replay here. So you're looking at, looks like this is a Florida player right here, and he's going to come out, boom, and catches one. You know, and that's the thing. When you're engaged in those gunfights, you have to almost have that sixth sense. You know, okay, well, is my bunker getting shot at? If my bunker's getting shot at and I'm engaged in a gunfight, you got to be careful on those. Now, you got to do it, though. I mean, you have to be engaging in those fights, but you know, dying out of your bunker is one of the cardinal sins of paintball. You know, you really, it's okay if you're getting shot on a move, if you get shot off the break, if you're going to run to take somebody down, that's fine, but losing those gunfights or just plain getting shot out of your bunker because you couldn't get small enough or somebody made a move on you on the opposite side, that may have been somebody else's fault, but still, you want to minimize those as much as possible. Regardless, Florida still won the point, so it didn't hurt them that bad. Score is now 4-1, minute and 14 seconds to go here in the first half.
Let's see if Temple can bring it back. Win a quick point. And, you know, this point would be important for them because if they can win a point in a minute and 14 seconds, it'll give them great momentum going into the next half. They're going to switch sides, and maybe it'll turn everything around for them.
Yeah, they need the momentum. There's no momentum shift bad right now because you don't want to start getting past that three-point spread. We talk about the three-point spread a lot. Mentally, it just starts to be, it's like that coffin lid shuts down, man, you know, and it's tough, though, because a lot of these guys out here aren't necessarily the most experienced tournament players, you know? So, and then and the composure, mental composure when you're down points is something you can't teach. You can learn it over a period of time, but that's really what Temple needs right now, and they're just, you know, not getting it done as Wilson, is it Wilson again? No, not Wilson, but it was just, you know, not enough, and Temple is just losing bodies left and right over here. And that, yep, eventually, and Helmy gets shot out as well, and it's just not looking good for Temple right now, Dave.
Florida's going to win this point in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, they need to definitely make sure that they do score this point. So Thomas Irby is going to wave off the rest of his team, and they still have 27 seconds left, and this last point is going to do it here for the first half.
You know, I was talking to their captain, Thomas Irby, before the match, and I was asking him, you know, just what was going on with their team, and he started to talk about his epic wins against Ohio University. And I had to say, hey,
something
man,
you would know a little about.
I was the captain of that team, and yeah, I mean, you should have seen his face. It was pretty good, but Florida's been clutch. They're a clutch team. He said,
so wait,
you know,
he didn't know that you were the guy behind the guy over there?
He didn't know.
So he's like, yeah, we were just beating the brakes off Ohio University a couple years ago. You should have seen it. You're like, yeah, dude, that was me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when he's like, hold on, let me just put my foot directly into my mouth. I'm
Seriously.
sorry. Yeah.
No, but it was fun. I mean, you know, obviously I didn't like to lose, but they were really good matches. I know you got some good commentary.
Oh, absolutely. So there it is, our score heading into halftime. Florida 5, Temple 1. Matty Marshall up here with Dave Panda. We got Laura McKeeman on the sidelines as well. We'll be right back after these messages.
We've just done a lot to make the loader smaller, lighter, tighter, simpler, more reliable, more consistent, just a better product in almost every single way. It is the lightest force feed loader of its type on the market. It's also now, with this smaller body profile, the smallest force feed loader on the market. Everything's taken care of automatically by the sensors in the loader. Put it on your gun, play paintball.
When my child sees this, she's gonna be like, what the were you doing? I'm trying to feed you, baby. Chow, please.
It's a beautiful afternoon in Lakeland, Florida, and we're bringing you the National Collegiate Paintball Championships. Florida is over Temple at the half, 5-1. And Temple saying they're not sure how they got there. They're looking around saying, how did this end up 5-1? But they think they can come back. They can't hear out there. And we talked about the communication earlier. They said, we've got to keep that going. And I know, Maddie, you said that's a very important aspect of this game. They also said, hey, we got to shoot the guys in the bunker. So that seems pretty simple to me, but they do have a pretty large deficit to try to take care of here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, you're right. Paintball's a simple game. Shoot everyone on the other team. But it's like golf. It's like one of those minute to learn, lifetime to master things. And right now, Florida looks pretty good. Score 5-1 here as we head into the second half of the last game of the day. And Matty Marshall, I got Dave Pando up here. Used to be the president of Ohio University's Paintball Club and one of the NCPA All-Stars as well, right, Dave?
That is true.
All right, so here we go. Back to the action. And Temple trying to make moves here on the Dreidel side of the field and able to get into Snake 1. Looks like they have 5 bodies left alive, and Florida dropped 2 players already, so it's 5 bodies on 3 in favor of Temple. And let's see if they can do something with it. I mean, they definitely need this point. And they're already down by 4 right now, and we talk about how much paintball is a game of momentum, and momentum the first half was just solidly on Florida's side, Dave.
Yeah, you know, and Temple's been getting into the snake almost every point, but he's not really been able to do anything with it.
Yeah, and we talked about how technical of a snake this is, and you're looking at Temple's player right here, bottom right-hand corner of your screen. There's a good shot of him. He's looking for shots. He's trying to get angles on guys, but anytime I see that, I'm thinking, okay, man, if you're that much out of your bunker, move forward, you know? I mean, the shots from the 50-yard line are way better than the shots from Snake 1.
Florida's tower player is shooting down on the snake guy, making it hard for him to make that bump. I think he's waiting for him to make the bump.
Yeah, well, I mean, but if you're up out of that bunker, at least, hey, then let your back guy know, or just start getting that communication back and forth. And you're looking at that center now. You're looking at Florida. It's on this back corner. No, I'm sorry, in the 40-yard line, Dorito right there is Lowry. He's in a really good spot, and he's gunned up down the lane, and now you're looking at that back line of Florida, and they do not have anyone in that snake. You see that yellow part of the snake right there, completely open. No one is in there, whereas Temple has a player. But look at this. Florida is just slow playing this right now.
Ooh, I think that Temple snake player got a shot on that tower guy that was posting on him.
Yeah, he did, Dave. And then oh, now Florida getting into the snake one.
Maybe we get a little snake battle here. We'll see. Ooh, Florida makes a big move to the 50-yard line, Dorito.
Yeah, definitely got in there clean, and now guns have shifted to him, which is definitely going to help out his boy here in Snake 1. You can see he's trying to get angles. I was going to say that guy's got to die. Temple's got to take him down, which they do. And now here a little do-si-do on the Snake side of the field. They take each other out. It was Wilson for Florida.
Temple's going to win the point. It was a really good move by the Temple Dorito player to bunker out that 50-yard line Dorito, and he really saved the game right there.
Yeah, that was a nice job over there on the Dorito side by Temple to get on the board here, score this first point in the second half. The score is going to be 5-2. So we got ourselves a 3-point match now. That's manageable.
Definitely, you know, and like I said, if Temple could come back at the beginning of this half, they might have the momentum back.
Well, it's a good way to start.
Yeah.
You still got 7 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock, but I still would like to see a little more aggression out of them. Not necessarily mid-game, which they did. I have to give them that. You know, the player needed to die. For Florida gets into 50-yard line, and anytime you get in a situation where you have a player in the 50-yard line spot and he's holding you up and you have enough bodies, like you could throw a body away over there, that guy has to die. And so Temple did a good job of clearing that player out, and then that was they were able to swing the field after that. So definitely solid job by Temple, and I'm excited about tomorrow, too. We're going to have a lot of awesome paintball, but just looking at how the breakdown went, you know, our top teams so far at this event are, without a doubt, Tennessee Volunteers and University of Nebraska at Omaha. And, you know, they're playing real solid. They both have 3 wins. Nebraska is just pounding everybody that they play. 9-1, 10-1, 10-1. I mean, it's just complete dominance. Tennessee's doing pretty well, too. You know, they're not quite stomping teams out like Nebraska is. 6-4 victory, a 4-2 victory, which is an incredibly low-scoring affair. 4-2. I mean, that's a really slow game. And then 10-2. So they've got 3 wins. Liberty is also playing pretty well, and you know, and the Florida Gators, they've also got 2 wins as well. They have a 4-2 win and a 7-4 win. So we're going to see how if they can you know, continue to put it on Temple here.
A lot of repeats from last year. And the top 3 or 4 right now were the top 3 teams from last season. So it's nice to see teams that, you know, can stay good teams for year after year without, you know, losing players and everything that college teams have to deal with.
Exactly. So here we go. Florida on the screen. Here on their breakout, they double up that back center, and pretty standard breakout for Florida. If they lose their player on the Dorito side, so they still have 2 in that back center, and they need to get out of there. That's a really tough spot to keep 2 players as this field gets spread.
Florida loses a player moving out to that Dorito side tower. That's not going to be good for them.
No, because now they don't have anyone on that Dorito side, Dave. All of their players are from the center over to the Snake side, which is going to give Temple an opportunity here.
Well, and Temple player did move to the 40-yard line Dorito. He's definitely taking advantage of his clear Dorito side opportunity.
Yeah, and he needs to wrap around and get up to that 50-yard line. You know, he's only looking at 1 gun right now. There's just 1 gun keeping him from doing what he needs to do. And that's fine. That's manageable. 1 gun. You can put 1 gun in and go. That's not a big gap between the 50-yard line Dorito and the 40-yard line Dorito. You look at that top center of your screen pretty much there. You're looking at the 50-yard line red bunkers. There it is. That's the move I was just talking about. You just saw at the top of your screen. He was able to put that player in and make that move. And now he's wrapping around on the tape line. And then he giddies up down the field. He's just going to streak all the way down. Nice move. Oh, I think he got chopped up, though. Yeah, that was, that's too big of a bite, you know? Too big of a bite. You don't need to do that gigantic move. He could have just gone to their 40-yard line Dorito and stayed alive.
Exactly. Well, you know, I think you got a little antsy because these guys, they feel like they need to win these points as fast as they can, but that doesn't mean you need to play stupid. You need to still play smart, you need to be controlled, and you need to make moves that are going to get you kills, not moves that are just going to look cool and get you shot on.
And speaking of not looking cool, a penalty just called on Temple, so they're just losing bodies needlessly. They still have 2 left alive, though.
2-on-1 right now. Let's see if Temple can vision out. The Florida guy is not in a good position right now.
It's Irby right there. He's in that stand-up can. And Irby is gonna I don't know why he's putting his gun that way.
Oh, wow.
So Irby is taken down by one of the Temple players there, and I think one of them is still alive. So thank God for Temple. They still have 1 player left alive to hang that flag. Well, that's all you need.
It's a pretty sloppy close by the Temple players. You know, when it's a 2-on-1 situation, you want to spread out wide. You don't want to go both guys in the same line of fire. And like they did, they bunkered him at the same exact time, which if the Florida guy would have got a little luck, you know, he could have shot them both.
And that's what I want. I want people coming like that. When I'm, you know, I mean, I made my career off trying to pull games out from behind, but how you do that is people make mistakes.
Right.
You know, if it's just one guy and the 2 guys play flawlessly, you're never going to win. You know, you need those guys to try to come against you aggressively, making those mistakes so that you can clip one and then now engage, and now it's 1-on-1. Or if you have multiple guys coming at you, you try to see the field and then try to clip one as they're making those moves. And like you said, sloppy close by Temple. They did win the point, so I will give them that. And score is now within 2. It's 5-3. But you know, they really got to tighten it up if they want to progress in this tournament.
Maybe it's the side. Maybe it seems like whoever's on this side has been winning the majority of the points so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could maybe make that argument that right-handed down the snake, but that would be then the opposite side, you know? And again, these guys are all ambidextrous with these guns. They can play with the right and the left hand, but even that being said, you're still going to be a little more dominant with your with your standard hand, whatever that is, if you're left-handed or right-handed. But maybe that's just because that Dorito side is so much.
Yeah, it's maybe the right-handers on the D side.
Yeah. All right. Well, Laura, we haven't heard from you in a little bit. What's going on down? You're kind of quiet.
Well, I've been trying to talk to you guys, but I'm not getting a whole lot of information. These people are pretty tight-lipped down here between Temple and Florida. Temple, they really do keep giving the advice about avoiding the sloppy play. They say the play is just too sloppy. They're aware of it, but they can't seem to fix it. And Florida, on the other hand, continues the intensity. They're in there in the pit just really yelling at each other. They don't care that they're up, but they're just not giving me a whole lot. So I don't know.
I don't buy that. Use your womanly charms.
No,
use your charm.
Maybe they got word that apparently I was spreading the strategies to both teams. I don't know.
Well, I heard earlier from Catfish that you might be a double agent, so it's possible. But,
I am not.
But no, yeah, but you know, sometimes just guys get in the zone. I could totally see that, but it's your job to crack the zone. I have faith in you. All right, so here we go. Temple and Florida throwing down right now here. Last game of the day here, NCPA Championships in Lakeland, Florida. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with David Pando. Used to be the president of Ohio University.
I'm watching my arch rivals play right now, the Florida Gators.
Yeah, they knocked you guys out twice, right?
They knocked us out twice in the first round. They sent us home 2 years in a row, my senior year and my super senior year. So, but you know, once you graduate, you let that stuff go. I'm over it.
I can tell you're not. All right, so here we go. Under 5 minutes to play here. And Florida now trying to get back on the board.
Florida's got a guy in the 50 Dorito. He's going to kill everybody, I think.
Well, he's in a really good spot. Cliff Wilson right here.
Yeah, Temple, you know, they were playing really aggressive on the Dorito side in the beginning, but now they seem to be just kind of hanging out over there. I want to see them in the 50 first.
Beat him to the punch, man. Absolutely. It's be first to go, you know? I mean, you definitely want to be the first to go. Because paintball is about exerting your will on the other team, not vice versa. You don't want to be reacting, you want to be acting.
Florida is now on their side of the field in their Dorito.
And this is a crucial point, Dave. It's a 2-point match right now with only 4 minutes. See, now if Temple were able to win this point, take it to 1-point match, it's anyone's game. But if Florida wins this point, and then they go up by 3 with less than 4 minutes to play, it's going to be really hard for Temple to get back in this game.
They need to throw the buzzer now.
Yeah, they need to throw the buzzer. They need to concede the point, So teams can concede the point. You don't have to necessarily hang the flag. You are allowed to concede the point, which will conserve time. There it is. Finally, the horn. I don't know why they didn't do that 10 seconds earlier. You know, at this point, with just a few seconds left on the clock, those 10 seconds could be the difference between winning or losing.
Well, you know, and it's sad because Temple, they had the momentum. They had won the last 2 points in a row, and I thought they were going to maybe come all the way back.
All right, let's check out this replay. All right, so you're looking at Florida on your screen right now, and on the breakout, all that incoming paint, and it looks like he might catch one here. I think this is the guy who caught one early on. Look at that, he's rolling his gun, but it's kind of sloppy there. You see that, Dave?
Yeah, he's coming out at an angle.
Yeah, he's coming out at his angle. You want that gun to be, yeah, see, and he caught it right there. If that gun is tilted in a little bit more, now I'll tell you what, though, it's interesting because, and this, I even did this myself, it's like, I feel like I was a more technical gunfighter left-handed than I was right-handed because I taught myself how to play left-handed the correct way, and then I would have to almost reteach myself right-handed. So I even though I was a better shot right-handed, I was a more technical gunfighter left-handed. And you just saw that right there. He came out right-handed there, but his whole hopper was hanging out there. And that's a technical imperfection in that guy's game right there. He might need to go back to the drawing board and do some drills to fix that.
Well, you know, a lot of guys, they practice in the mirror. They kind of, what you do is you kind of find an edge and you watch yourself come in and out of whatever you're hiding behind. And you watch yourself in the mirror to see how much you're actually putting out, how much of yourself you're exposing to the other team. And that way you can really fine-tune and get a comfortable snapshot.
Yeah, because a lot of times, and for some guys, it's different things. Some guys hang their elbows out. Some guys tend to stick their loaders out. You know, some guys will pull their gun back a little bit too late. You know, so it's. But in order to get better at that, you have to hit the drills. It's all about drills.
No chicken wings.
Yeah, you're not trying to take off. We're not trying to fly. This is paintball. Tuck your elbows in. All right, so here we go. 2 seconds to go. Looking at Temple here. They need to come out and take some ground. There we go, all the way to the snake, off the break, and it looks like he made it in clean, too.
Oh, but they have no one on the Dorito side.
Yeah, they lose their player, and then they lose another player on the Dorito side. So Temple down 2 bodies right now. It's 5-on-3. The score 6-3.
Big move by Florida down the Dorito side to that 40-yard line Dorito. I think it's 4-on-3 in Florida's favor right now.
It is, yeah, it's 4-on-3 right now. And Florida is in a good spot on that Dorito side, and Temple finally doing something to try to get out over here on the Dorito side, but you know, that the stand-up that he's at right now, that big Temple, the blue one, he's just not, you can tell by his body language, it's like he's trying to shut down the snake right now. There's no one in the snake.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to be dealing with the immediate threat, which is the 40, and then he catches one. So it's just not looking good for Temple at this point.
Well, you know, this is Temple's first Class A event, so they're kind of getting welcomed into the league right now. They're 0-2, probably going to go 0-3, but you know, it's a learning experience, and once you get that first event out of the way, it kind of opens up doors for, you know, hopefully doing better the next year.
All right, looks like Laura has something for us. Laura, what's going on?
Guys, I know we all know about the poor college life, and I was talking to Chaz Riggleman from Florida. His shoes are completely duct taped together with fluorescent orange tape because he can't afford shoes. So if we get a chance to check out his shoes, look for it. They're completely falling apart. You hope he can keep something on his feet because I'm sure it would be dangerous to be out there running around with no shoes on. But, you know, you got to do the poor college life to get somewhere in life. Right, guys?
You can go to Walmart and get a pair of shoes for like $4. I think duct tape is $4.
Yep. And it's a college thing. He probably thinks it's really cool to have duct tape on his shoes, you know?
Maybe is that to the 2012 hotness? Fluorescent
man.
duct tape?
Duct tape everything.
All right, so a minute and 30 seconds left to go before the end of this game, and it's not looking good for Temple because they're just chilling right now. Honestly, they're in their spots. They don't need to do anything. They have the advantage. Temple has to push into them, and they're just not getting it done right now. And Florida is now all the way onto Temple's side of the field.
Temple guy's trying to get a shot on him. I don't know if he can get it. Looks like his foot's hanging out a little bit.
Oh, looks like Florida was able to take out Temple's, and they're going to concede the point, and well, that just gives Florida another point for this match. It's going to be 7-3, and with with under a minute left to play, and this game is over.
Yep. But you got to give Temple props. They did score a few points. They had the momentum at some point. And, Florida's been here for a while. They lost some of their players, but a majority of the team, they played a lot of national championships, and they know how to win here.
Yeah, Florida's this team's been around for a long time. They're on their home turf essentially, and you know, they're used to this. Even though it's really nice out right now, the weather is not a factor in any way, shape, or form at this point. So, oh, look at that.
There they
Fluorescent duct tape hotness.
Are they red or pink?
I don't even know what color that is.
They look pretty sloppy.
It's like a magenta pink.
It's got to be tough to run in shoes made of duct
Guys,
tape.
they're orange. That's bright orange
Oh, okay.
for the Gators. You
Gator
gotta do the
shoes.
orange and blue. You can't do pink in there.
So the Floridian would have picked that up for sure.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I have to apologize to Dave for the Gators.
Well, thank you for being so concerned, Laura. You should have that guy make you some duct tape boots.
Right,
Some
right.
pomade boots.
Fix these up. I've got some holes in them.
There you go.
So yeah, it does not look good. It's well, pretty much this game is essentially over, and they're going to come on for one last point, but it's you know, it's going to be Florida
yes.
taking this victory.
I love these points. I love when there's a minute left and the one team's going to definitely win, the other team's going to definitely lose. I love to see what the team that's behind is going to pull off.
Well,
Do something crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about with this Chris last game. Look, guys, you're going to lose. So do you want to go and tell the story later on and be like, yeah, we got pretty much pounded by the Gators, and you know, and then we just went out really quietly? Or do you want to be like, man, that last play, all 5 of us ran to the 50-yard lines, and like we got destroyed, but it was awesome. You know, that's the story you want to tell. So I'm hoping that Temple will grace us with some fascinating type of insane play right now to send us on our way, on our sunset ride until tomorrow, with some amazing paintball. I'm hoping they don't run to all 5 back bunkers and then cross it up for the 30 seconds or for the minute and 8 seconds that's left here.
So what would you do? What would your crazy point plan be?
Double up the A, and I'd send one. If they both get there alive, great. So within 10 seconds of getting there, I would cut one toward the Dorito. It also depends on where they go and how many G's we get. If you get G's off one side, then we're going down that side. If you don't get any G's, then I send one of the A guys through. When everyone shoots him, now we go out wide. Get into the 50-yard line snake, get the 50-yard line Dorito, and then once those guys get in there, then the other guy from the A launches. Everyone's going to shoot him, and then you launch from the 50-yard line sidelines. That's what I would do. That would be my crazy 30-second play.
Well, you know, there's bunkers on the other side of the field that you really could kick out from the A. You could make it to the other side's, you know, small yellow race bunker. You could come out to the other side's temple, and as long as you key up on one side, you might be able to stay alive for a lot longer than you'd think.
Yeah, I think so. But in a point like that, it's like, look, guys, there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Only one of us needs to stay alive to hang the flag. So let's get crazy with it. We're going to lose. That's inevitable.
Just send the freshman out.
Yeah,
You know, let them
like,
do something crazy.
Who's
get
the
shot
boot
much.
rookie? Who's the boot rookie on the team?
Right.
Hey, kid, get over here. 18-year-old. All right, you're going to go to the A off the break. You're only going to stay there for about 5 seconds. I'm going to need you to put the guy in and just run down the field and get shot 50 times.
It's college paintball hazing 101 right there.
Yeah, and then we can have a fun game of like count the welts later on. You know, like I'll put $5 in the pot, and whoever can count as many welts as they actually have on his body, you win the pot. That's always fun. All right, here it goes. Looking at Florida on the breakout here. All they need to do is just tick. 1 minute and 7 seconds left off. Here it goes. They send one to the A, almost send to the A.
Got a chance here. They shot the whole snake side out. G2. G3.
And here he goes, and he's launching, and he's able to take out at least 2. My play worked.
Yes.
So
and
he
did that nice
dies,
kick.
and then here comes the next guy through, and he's going to make it all the way into the back line.
Get the flag, boys. There you go.
See, and strangely enough, it works.
And there they go. They win a point under 30 seconds.
And we got ourselves a 2-point game. Can they score 2 points in, or I'm sorry, we have ourselves a 3-point game. But regardless, 33 seconds left. It's
So this will be the crazy point.
this will
That
be
one
the
they
crazy
actually
point.
tried.
That was like the half crazy point.
Right.
That was pretty close though. They almost doubled the A up in the
Yeah.
50-yard line, the red zone.
Well, and it's like, I don't know how Florida didn't expect that. You know, you need to send guys out to either the tower or the corner shooting back up the center because you know they're going to put at least one guy in the A. So, you know, prepare for that. And instead they let 2 guys get in there off the break, and what happens? They lose the point.
Yeah, well, Florida, I don't think it's like, come on, guys. What do you think is going to happen? You plan for that. It's like, okay, look, they only have 1 minute something left, 1 minute and 7 seconds left. They're down a bunch of points. Well, what do we think is going to happen? Well, what they should do is come super aggressive double up that center, send flyers out to the other far bunkers. Okay, well, then what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. I know where they're coming. So I would run a guy out. I put a gun directly back in that center. I don't care if he gets shot. I just need you to shoot the guy running up the A. So that's going to happen regardless. And if you make it out alive, awesome. But, but we'll see. With 33 seconds left to go, I'm hoping for more craziness is what I'm hoping for.
Maybe some craziness out of Florida, too. Might as well. They got nothing to lose.
Yeah, they already won. This game's over. That would be sweet. If we had a Florida aggressive play up the center, just straight bloody knuckle style.
Yeah. It could happen.
I hope it happens. Here we go, 20 seconds.
Looks like there's some craziness going on in Florida's pits. A lot of screaming.
All right, here we go. Less than 10. There they are.
Florida's coach telling
Temple.
him to shoot at the flag.
That's Temple on your screen right now. And here it goes. Off to the races and all the way to the 50-yard line, and it looks like he makes it in clean twice. Keeps making it in clean. They know he's going there. I don't know why teams aren't doing that more. Teams need to go to the center more.
He's kind of Dixie crossing it, though. He needs to shoot that left-handed. When you're in the A, it's tough. You got to make sure you're as small as possible, and he's sticking out pretty wide.
And here comes Irby trying to clean out that center, and he does. So nice job by Irby to pretty much seal the deal here for Florida. Thomas Irby, the captain of the team.
Temple's got one last guy left in that Dorito one. He's going to try to hang the flag, though.
He's trying to run that score up. So nice job, Florida Gators, able to handle their business and take down Temple, who are making their first jaunt into the single A division here. And, just real quick as the teams are finishing out here, what is the difference between the different divisions?
Well, Class AA is traditional 5-man. You play one team one time, and then you play another team, and it's round-robin style, where Class A is traditional X-ball, where there's a run clock. You play the same team back-to-back as many times as you can with 2 15-minute halves. In my opinion, usually the better team wins in Class A because since you're playing the same team over and over again, the better team is going to win a majority of the points. But in Class AA, you can get lucky. The other team gets a penalty, some fluke point, a team pulls a crazy move that works. You can win a lot of points. And that's what I was talking to Nebraska, Omaha, the Vicious guys. And that's why they wanted to play Class A so bad, is because they think that in the semifinals,
the better team is going to win, essentially.
The better team is going to win, and they tried Class AA, and they got 4th place. So they wanted to make sure that they did better than 4th this year, and they thought Class A was the way to go.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. So who impressed you so far today?
Obviously Nebraska, Omaha. I thought Liberty looked really good. My prediction is Liberty and Omaha in the end. I'd like to see that battle. I'd like to see maybe Cal State too. They look really solid. It's tough. And then Tennessee, obviously, they went 3-0 today, and they want that back-to-back championship so bad. I know a couple of the guys, and they're really pumped to be here. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating day tomorrow. And also, Cal State looks like they might have lost Chris Tregarthen with a hand injury. He might have broken his hand. So, it could potentially be disaster for them. We will see tomorrow. But first up, we have Laura on field with James Sutton from the Winners. Laura, what does James have to say?
Thank you, Maddie. And James, once again, this Florida team continues to be good. You've been a cornerstone of this team. You lost some players coming into this year, but what do you think this Florida team can do? A decisive victory over Temple.
We're just going to keep trying our best and, hopefully get better in every match. And, I don't know, just take it one game at a time.
It seems like some of your players are having a really good time out there, especially Chaz Riggleman. How do you keep encouraging that and really get these guys to just love paintball? Because, of course, it seems like success will go hand in hand with that.
Right. Number one, it's really fun to play paintball. And number two, it's even more fun to win. So we're just glad to be out here playing, having fun. But, it's a lot more fun when you actually win.
What do you take away from a game like this where you really were in the lead for most of it, but you were still in there coaching the guys in the pit and giving them advice saying, hey, I don't want that to happen again or this to happen? What do you take away from this that you can use for the rest of this tournament?
Same thing. Just try to gain as much experience in each game as possible and try to teach these guys as much as I can in each game so that next game that we play, they might not make that mistake.
All right. Well, Maddie, back to you. That's James Sutton with all of his experience and leadership.
Thanks a lot, Laura. So yeah, amazing action all day long. Congratulations to the Florida Gators who took down Temple. And we saw some great paintball today. We're going to see a lot more great paintball tomorrow, so don't miss it. It's going to be coming at you tomorrow morning. I'm Matty Marshall, David Pando up here. And on behalf of Todd Martinez, Chris Lasoya, Kevin Catfish Arcilla, and Laura McKeeman, we will be back tomorrow with the NCPA Paintball Championships here in beautiful Lakeland, Florida. Stick around.